Today we are going to be looking at how to use Google MyMaps to not only explore but also share geographic data. Uh, Google My Maps has a couple of downsides to it. You can only really upload KML files, which isn't a huge problem because as we saw in our last tutorial, we can convert any kind of map file to a KML using Map Shaper. So let's just launch right in with creating a map today. Just going to go to google.com/maps/d. That takes you to the My Maps. You can also just Google My Maps, create a map, agree to the pop-up. And here we have a blank new map. I'm going to give it a title real quick. And a short description. And then I'm going to come over here to my first layer. It's an untitled layer. That's fine for now. I'm just going to click on this import button, and this is where I can drag and drop my files. I just want to show you what happens when you try to put in something that isn't a KML. Like I've got a GeoJSON here. I'm going to toss that in. I get this nice little nope box that says the file type is not supported. So same file, but exported as a KML and works like a charm. So we'll let that load real quick, zoom us in, and we can see that we've got all of these different neighborhood shapes for the Houston area. Another downside of MyMaps, I can't really color these shapes based on any kind of data point. So I'm not even, you can mess around with this, but it doesn't really get us anywhere helpful, so I'm not going to show you that. But what I can do is I can start clicking around and seeing what all of these, the data points behind each shape are. So that's really helpful. That was also something we were able to do with Map Shaper. If I zoom in, you can see I still have the Google Maps behind there. That's super helpful. Down here at the bottom of your left-hand table or menu, you can see I've got a variety of different base maps I can use. This isn't super helpful, but maybe something more updated and terrestrial satellite imagery is going to be helpful, or maybe something that's more terrain-based. We'll keep it with terrain-based for now. Really, one of the most helpful things that you can do with MyMaps that you cannot do with Map Shaper, as far as I can see, is you can add multiple layers. So let's say I wanted to look at these neighborhood layers and see which police precinct beats overlap with each. I can add this layer here. This is very long, so I think it tossed it. Yeah, it tossed it at the bottom there. Just be aware, don't keep clicking add layer. It'll keep adding them for you, and you won't need all those. I'm going to go to import again, and again, I'm going to come over to my Finder window. I could also just click and find it on my computer instead of dragging and dropping. But I'm going to click over here. I'm going to find these police beats already in KML files, so that's great. Drag and drop. Give it a minute to load, and now you can see much smaller shape. I can even toggle on and off this layer perhaps. So now all I'm seeing is my police beats. If I turn those off, you can see it's just the base map there. Turn that on, turn that on. And what I can do is I can hover over a shape and say, okay, well, I know that this is the university area, and then I'm going to minimize those again, and now I can just see what police beats were behind there. So I could give it a click, and okay, this is beat 10H50. That's helpful, but maybe that is helpful information to your story. The last thing we're going to look at really quickly is, how helpful this is whenever you're collaborating with another reporter. Maybe you want to share this with your editor. As of right now, this is a private map. Only you can see it, but we can come up here to this share button, and we can either toggle on and say, hey, anybody in the world with the link can view it, or we can click this share on drive button, and what that lets us do is share with people we're already connected with. So I can look for, oh my goodness, a coworker, and if their account is a Gmail account, I can share it. I can share it with them. So just gonna click send there. It's gonna ask me to confirm. I'm gonna say yes. Access updated. Now that person can access my files.